Madam Chair and Mr. President, I have the honor to present these graduates for admission to the degree of Master of Arts Integrated Studies, and Dr. Wendell Kisner and Dr. Pamela Haronic will receive the graduates. Deborah Lynn Beauchamp from Cavan, Monaghan, Ontario. Deborah Lynn can now strike one more item off her bucket list. With this degree completed, she will continue her academic quest and hopes to eventually complete a doctoral degree. She thanks the AU staff for their support throughout her Master of Arts Integrated Studies program. She gives special thanks to her partner, Germe Kadeem, for being a big reason for her being here today. She also thanks her children and the rest of her family for their support and sacrifices throughout her studies. Deborah Lynn Beauchamp. Mario Joseph Jean Bigras, Medicine Hat, Alberta. Mario is a lifelong learner. Completing this degree was on his bucket list. He gives much credit and many thanks to his wife for all of her support and encouragement. He is thankful for the support he received from the AU staff and professors, in particular his thesis professor, Dr. Jolene Armstrong, who helped him to conceptualize a thesis proposal that made sense and made sure he stayed on course throughout the process. Mario Joseph Jean Bigras. Shawna Candee Bissell, Leduc, Alberta. Shawna found great value in both the flexibility of the AU programming and in the quality of study offered. She considers it a significant personal achievement to have finished her degree with a 3.9 grade point average while simultaneously running a children's charity and maintaining a precarious hold on her sanity. She thanks her parents for teaching her to work hard and her husband for teaching her to work less. Both lessons have proven invaluable. Shawna Candee Bissell. Kelly Eileen Boucher, Morinville, Alberta. The most memorable aspect of Kelly's AU experience has been witnessing the shift in distance education delivery and how exciting the last few years have been with the incorporation of digital technology. She has also found great value in the independent learning experience. She thanks her husband Frank and her daughter Kira for their sacrifices, support, and sense of humor throughout her AU studies. Kelly Eileen Boucher. Tonino Corallo from Scarborough, Ontario. What Tony remembers most about his AU experience is the breadth of experience and insight brought to every discussion by his peers. He commends his professors for their leadership and expertise. He especially appreciated their patience in granting his requests for deadline extensions. He thanks his family for having been so very supportive and patient throughout this process, including his wife Julia, I'm so sorry, and their children Lucas and Christopher. Tonino Corallo. Kerrang, Calgary, Alberta. Keir chose AU because it gave him the flexibility to work and study without compromising the academic rigor. He appreciated the experience of being self-disciplined in his studies while gaining exceptional knowledge from very capable teachers. He thanks the Master of Arts Integrated Studies Office and Dr. Lisa McKeelson for their assistance during his studies. He is now planning to pursue a Doctor of Philosophy degree. Kerrang. Cynthia Lynn Gordon, Innisfail, Ontario. One reason Cynthia selected AU was because she loved the idea of how the Integrated Studies program allowed her to fit all of her academic interests together. Her professors challenged her to think differently, take chances, and embrace the material, and she thanks each of them for that. She thanks her parents, Colin and Gwen Gordon, for their unwavering support, and her husband, Brian, and son, Malcolm, for putting up with 4 years of Mommy Needs to Study. Cynthia Lynn Gordon. Judy Murray Half, Edmonton, Alberta. Judy thanks many people for their support, including Janice Day for providing administrative assistance, and course instructors Judy Lamore, Robert Bandringa, and Raphael Fauché for patience and acceptance. She thanks the Heritage Resource Management Program Director, Shabnam Ananlu Dailu, as well as Lucy Hines from the Royal Alberta Museum. She also thanks her mom for what she taught Judy and for what her mother endured as a Cree woman in Treaty 6 territory. Judy Marie Half. Shannon Jeanine Hennig, Calgary, Alberta. Despite ongoing health issues, working full-time, building a new house, and moving twice in a 2-week period, Shannon finished her AU program incredibly strong, achieving the highest grades of her academic career. She doesn't know how she did it. Her biggest thanks go to her husband, James, who served as her cheerleader, editor, troubleshooter, and provider of moral support over the 4 years she spent completing this degree. Shannon Jeanine Hennig. Germe Kadeem Amelia Joseph, Edmonton, Alberta. Germe had to work long hours to pay for her education and as a result missed a lot of social activities with family and friends. She stayed focused on her studies by reminding herself that it was only temporary and that once she had her master's degree, many new doors would open. She thanks her mom, Vernice Lebird, for her unconditional love, and her second mom, Grace Pottinger, for providing encouragement when needed. Germe Kadeem Amelia Joseph. Joshua Neal McCowan, Edmonton, Alberta. With this degree completed, Joshua has begun his career path as a research and policy analyst for a nonpartisan advocacy group. He couldn't be happier. Being able to apply his education and do something he loves is why he embarked on this MA 3 years ago. He offers thanks to his parents and his partner Robert for their incredible support, with thanks also to the AU staff and instructors for being passionate educators. Joshua Neal McCowan. Jesse Curtis Moore, Canmore, Alberta. AU was a great choice for Jesse because it gave him the ability to maintain a seasonal lifestyle and employment in the Rocky Mountains while studying at the graduate level. He struggled with balancing school, work, relationships, as well as training for both an ultramarathon and a level 4 snowboard exam, but he succeeded thanks to the help of Stuart Laver for writing scholarship reference letters, Erica Paletz for her editing skills, and Colleen Collison for her great support through the whole process. Jesse Curtis Moore. Curtis Allen Scally, Edmonton, Alberta. Curtis's favorite AU course was Global Studies 611. He received very positive and motivating comments from his instructor, Debal Singh Roy. This is also where he was awarded his first A in the program. He thanks his family for their patience and support during his studies, including Valerie, Ryan, Ollie, George, and Alex. He also thanks all of those at AU who helped to keep him on track with their positive attitudes. Curtis Allen Scally. Ivy Kim Scott, Chestermere, Alberta. Ivy's journey to complete this degree may have taken longer than expected, but one thing this program has taught her is that learning, whether in the workplace or at home, is a series of adventures with no end. She is proud to have set a goal and to have achieved it. She thanks her husband, Corey, whose unending love, support, and encouragement became her strength and motivation, and her boys, Ryder and Kierce, who inspired her to complete this journey. Ivy Kim Scott. Shamina Sharaya, Toronto, Ontario. Insight and inspiration from this program have caused Shamina to change her career path and trajectory. It has given her a new lens with which to view and approach structural inequality in Canada. She hopes to spend the rest of her career working to reduce the structural barriers faced by so many Black, Indigenous, trans, differently abled, and other oppressed groups. She thanks her family, her boss and mentor Georgia Quartaro, and Vivek Sharaya for all of their support. Shamina Sharaya. Colleen May Starchuk, Edmonton, Alberta. The Master of Arts Integrated Studies program was perfect for Colleen, and it was delivered in the perfect way. She was able to design it to be a learning experience that supported her interests and goals. She thanks her professors in the early stages for helping her to recognize her own abilities. She thanks her brother for helping her to see that this educational path was possible, and she thanks her family for recognizing how important this endeavor was to her. Colleen May Starchuk. Erin Margaret Stevenson, Spruce Grove, Alberta. Erin thanks her mom and dad, brothers and sisters, nephews and nieces for putting up with her stress and her lack of time to do anything fun. They all made sure that she knew they were very proud of her. She thanks Janice Day from the Master of Arts Integrated Studies office for encouragement and keeping her spirits up. She acknowledges her professors, who were all exemplary in their roles. Erin works at AU as the Manager of Marketing and Social Media. Erin Margaret Stevenson. Melissa Kristen Unger, Airdrie, Alberta. A highlight of Melissa's AU experience has been the opportunity to pursue her own research under the guidance of Dr. Jolene Armstrong. The direction and support she received has helped her to form a foundation to build upon with continued research in the future. She thanks her husband, Sean, for his continuous support and tireless encouragement as she pursued her degree. She also thanks her parents, who always believed in her ability to succeed. Melissa Kristen Unger. Deborah Veenstra, Waterloo, Ontario. Deborah chose AU primarily because of the diverse course selection. She was able to design her program to match her interests. She acknowledges her late mother, Alfreda Veenstra, who edited all of her essays, and she thanks her family for their patience. She thanks Dr. Angela Specht for her work on the course Deborah completed and on the one she didn't. And she thanks Dr. Mike Gismondi for his work with her on her final project. Deborah Veenstra. Candace Mary Jane Weisner, Cochrane, Alberta. Candace thanks her husband, Ken, for his patience, and her adult children, Eric and Natasha, for cheering her on, as well as Justin, Chantel, Shelley, and Cheryl. She acknowledges her work supervisor, Susan, and also Burke Mortimer and the AU library staff for their support, plus the Graduate Student Association for their advocacy. She thanks Carolyn, Patricia, and Dr. Thompson for supervising her, and finally Janice for patiently answering questions. Candace Mary Jane Weisner. Madam Chair and Mr. President, this concludes the presentation of the Master of Arts Integrated Studies graduates.